essay. Okay, so internet culture. So I've pretty much my entire life I've been on the internet. So the internet is something that a lot of people don't really understand the capacity that it holds for like carrying its own culture. Because when people think of the internet, they think it's just, oh, you're literally connecting to people across the world and sharing in a culture. I'll just go ahead. So me on the internet, ever since in my entire memory, I remember being on the internet. My first computer I got when I was 5 years old, and I remember when I was 7, I started going on Lego.com, and then I started playing video games, and that got me into programming. And so all of these compounded into me just being on the internet a lot. So I spent a lot of time being on the internet, and so that's why I think I have the authority to talk a lot about internet culture, at least the way I've experienced it. So, of course, I've used Wikipedia a lot, and so that's interesting because if you think about it, Wikipedia is just an online encyclopedia where anyone can edit it. And so that's where I got a lot of interest in computers and science because I just read Wikipedia articles a lot. So I sat in my room on the internet a lot, and I didn't hang out with friends for a lot of middle school. So that's why I think, so yeah, after that, cybersecurity, of course, I'm very interested in like computers and security in general because I'm on a computer all day. I've got to know at least how to use a computer. So my search is on Google. So this is where it starts getting interesting because I've been on the internet for so long. 2008, we were really the first generation to be raised with the internet. So on Google, my Google account, this is not including searches that weren't on my account, I have 36,000 searches over, what, 20 years, 10 years or something. So the top 5 results I've clicked on are Wikipedia, Reddit, YouTube, mobile Wikipedia, and Know Your Meme. So yeah, Google has been my friend a lot when it comes to using the internet. My internet cultural history. So I think of the internet as like a second culture or a third culture. I mean, of course, we live in America. We live in this, like, what I'm trying to say is the internet acts as sort of an entirely different way of upbringing someone. So like this comic, Tumblr gave me cancer, YouTube gave me cancer, Vine gave me cancer. So all these websites give me cancer and autism. Yet, at the same time, we'll talk about cancer later and how that actually plays into internet culture because it actually is very interesting to think of the internet as a cancer. So, yeah, I mean, YouTube, pretty much just watching videos. So that started since about 3rd grade and just been watching YouTube since very, very early. So Reddit, I learned that internet activism is actually also a form of cancer. Being active about some politics is in itself a cancer, and I'll explain this later. Yeah, so. So what exactly is an internet meme? I don't think we have to watch this video, but a meme essentially is just an idea that is it's self-propagating. Richard Dawkins, in his 1980s book, The Selfish Gene, described the meme as it's like a gene, except it's passed through horizontally through generations and vertically. And so a meme is like a joke or some kind of phrase or an action that's just people propagate it. Yet, memes existed before the internet. But with the internet, it's a new medium for which memes can spread. And so I'll explain why I have cancer in just a bit. Yeah, so this is a slide from, I'm not sure how many of you remember this, from Humanities. Max Balloon and I made this web slide, presentation slide. So yeah, a lot of flashy imagery and GIFs and such. So, internet memes now. So now I can start explaining like how I've really, my point, at this point in time,
Why is Arvin
I've
there?
been I've been like accumulating all these memes, and so I want to start explaining how memes have really influenced me. So this is just my way of classifying memes on the internet. So you can just take a look. I don't want to spend too much time, but the cycle is pretty much all the same. A meme is discovered, it is enjoyed, and then it dies out. So what essentially happens is memes sort of propagate our culture in a way that isn't verbal, it's through the internet. And what makes the internet so special is that it's a fast way of communicating, and I'll explain why, what impact memes have had on my life, especially in recent time and now. So memes, of course, are like inside jokes. And so in that way, I've been able to connect with other people in ways that I wasn't able to before. So making new friends. Of course, a lot of my friends I used to have before, but whenever I go somewhere, like recently I went to a presentation at a place called Daybreak Games, and so I knew no one there, but making a few jokes about like video games or some internet memes, I'm able to quickly find people who share my interests. And so that's been very useful in making my like social skills better. The lessening of social anxiety. So of course I talked about in middle school, I spent a majority of my time on the internet, and I still do, but now I feel like I've been able to get closer with people based on this common connection of the internet. And so that's been a huge part of what's shaping me as a person right now. Introversion to extroversion. So I don't know how many people are familiar with the Higgs-Breyer personality test. So I used to test for INTP, which is introverted, and some other properties. Now I test for ENTP. So of course, like being familiar with memes and talking to people, connecting, of course, these all result in just the positive aspects of memes. So especially in the past year and a half, I like making other people laugh. So you might call this a jokester or a goof or gaffster, but I just think it's something really interesting. So, I mean, I dressed up in a communist outfit of like last few weeks ago, or I just wear random stuff like Hawaiian shirts, and I do a lot of stupid stuff just because I think it brings me entertainment and brings hopefully other people entertainment. So that's a lot of the rationale behind some of my apparently stupid decisions. So lastly, I think I've become a living meme. But yeah, so a living meme, I guess, is because a cancer essentially is something that it spreads and it grows, but it only grows because it's taking nutrients from other cells in the body. And so a cancer is like, it's spreading. So a meme is memes are cancer because so I read a book called Snow Crash, and it's all about viruses and how a virus can just be an idea that spreads through a society or a population. So if a meme is cancer, then aren't we just all cancerous because we're taking in other people's ideas, shaping them, mutating them just like a cancer does, and then spreading them to other people? Memes aren't really owned by people, they're just ideas that are being spread. So there's a lot of social science and philosophy if you look at how memes spread and work, and how the internet really influences our culture. So there are plenty of people who both ironically and unironically believe that the like memes are a way of life. And so especially for me, in the way I speak, sometimes the way I interact with my friends, it's all memes. So I don't know how many have watched Neon Genesis Evangelion, but the hedgehog effect. That's sort of what I overcame, which is being close to someone is hard to be if you're like a hedgehog, but it's so that was me like now, but where will I be going? So of course the next part of my life is going to be college, and at college I'm going to UC Berkeley for computer science, And so there's this one place called Soda Hall. I'm not sure how many of you people are familiar with it, but this is a drawing that was done at Soda Hall about 2 weeks ago. So I don't know how many people are familiar with oh shit, what up? It's that boy. So yeah. So of course I hope to use my understanding of memes to make new friends and share my interests, and hopefully these memes will take me quite far. So here's some more art done on Soda Hall. There's Joshua Hugg. I don't know how many people are familiar with him, but he's a computer science professor. We'll really like him. Yeah. So, questions? Yes.
Do you have a favorite meme?
You see, like, memes are sort of ephemeral. They come and go, and so, I mean, I've had favorite memes over the years.
What's your favorite right now?
Right now, it's a hard question. I'd say like, there are a lot of memes, but to answer your question, I'd say it's really hard to put like a favorite. Like, yeah, we probably have like a top 10 list. But,
Your top 10.
okay. Top 10 list. So, I don't think we went over the here very often, but so there are like pretty much an infinite number of subculture specific memes. I'd say like feels good man, like suck. Yeah, I mean, I can throw one for a while, but it's really hard to do Yeah.
What meme do you identify most as?
I sexually identify with a steel beam, so.
Harvard.
Any other questions? Yes,
Bob.
sorry.
If you had to ask one else or after a question,
Such an old meme. Well, like, if memes are just ideas, do people own memes? Like, can you own a meme? Because you have places like Facebook meme pages, and if you have, like you can't really own a meme. If you watermark a meme, it's just gonna be reposted somewhere. That's the nature of the internet. Is that it's just spreading and copying and remaking.
Could you do an impression of one of your favorite memes?
Show the heading.
Do the Mr. Krabs one.
Henry.
Yes!
Mr. Krabs! Right. Yeah. Any other questions? Okay, I think we're done.